something, baby.
How can I be mad at little Poundcake when he's cranking out hits like this?
I'm every woman. It's all in me.
I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
Hey, 35192 if you want to send me a text. Another shot for you. You get $1,000 in about 5 minutes. You can go fund yourself every hour around 30 past. Hey, Rob. Hello,
Rob.
Rob, how are you?
Alan, how are you?
What's going on?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I got you.
What's going on?
Not much. Hey, thanks for the good time at the 10th anniversary party.
Oh, thank you for coming out. Yeah, the 10th anniversary show was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, you had a shot of Jameson's with Kelly after the show. We got you. So if you
Beautiful.
remember who we are. Regarding the Hall of Fame, Hall of Sham, man, it's getting harder and harder to even pay attention to that place anymore.
I just think it's the Whitney Houston thing. It truly baffles me. It feels like a real hard right turn into strict pop music, and I guess
Absolutely.
that's what.
Absolutely.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Called you a hater.
I hate. Again, I don't hate Whitney Houston. Put her in every other Hall of Fame there is. She's an immensely talented woman. Has absolutely no business in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. To the exclusion of all those other bands. Pat Benatar, they said, nope. Motorhead, sit down. Judas Priest, not yet. Soundgarden, get out of here. Dave Matthews Band. Like I said, Dave Matthews Band is the first band to win the fan vote and not get inducted.
Yeah, that's
Rush did it that way. Kiss did it that way, you know? So,
well,
again,
I know
this-
you're not a big Todd Rundgren fan, but a bunch of us around these parts are. This is one of the hubs of Todd's universe for us. Anyway.
again, I'm not a huge Todd Rundgren fan, but that's a guy who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know?
Oh, long ago.
Yeah.
And boy, they got a lot of people in the Todd world upset. You know, it's and he doesn't care. Supposedly, Todd doesn't want to even. Todd doesn't worry about it. He's not supposedly. He doesn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that they don't care. If like Bill said yesterday, accolades are stupid, and there's a lot of bands who adhere to that. And
accuracy is important.
oh, sorry, Monday. Thank you for the call, Rob. I appreciate it.
All right,
And
please,
thank you
thanks.
for the JMO shot too. Hey, Mark.
Okay, first up, Poundcake, I like you. I think you're funny and add to the show. Don't listen to the haters.
You blow it.
Okay, second, about the Hall of Fame, you know what really rankles me? Can anyone tell me why ABBA is in the Hall of Fame and the Monkees aren't? I mean, the Monkees underwent an incredible artistic evolution.
Oh, Corey Roddick. He will talk to you about the Monkees until your ears fall off, boy. He loves those guys. Now, I was not aware that A, ABBA was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or B, that the Monkees weren't. So I was ignorant to both of those points. I don't know. And again, it's granted, yes, none of this is going to change my life.
The Monkees were a major influence on the Beatles.
Didn't Jimi Hendrix famously open for the Monkees one time? There's like this classic rock and roll story about Jimi Hendrix opening for the Monkees. Like when Blondie opened for Rush back in '79 and got booed off the stage. But listen, like I said, let's be real. Whitney Houston, very talented woman, right? Clearly. But her biggest hit was a cover song.
What was her biggest hit?
I Will Always Love You.
It wasn't. Okay, that probably was her biggest hit, but she had.
Of course, it was far and away her biggest hit.
But
I'm Every Woman.
but
that's
that-
a cover. It's someone else's song.
But those aren't her only hits. She had huge hits.
I'm not saying
but
she
those
didn't.
blew it out of the water.
I'm
though.
not saying she didn't.
It's hard to reach that level of success with a single like that.
What are your top 5 favorite Whitney songs?
Top 5.
These are the 5 that should have secured her place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So I Will Always Love You. I Want to Dance with Somebody. How Will I Know? I'm Every Woman, and So Emotional.
And the most rockin' of all those
So
songs to you
Emotional.
is what? So Emotional.
So Emotional is a rock song.
is a rock song, okay?
That's a rock song. It has a nice guitar solo. And Queen of the Night, too, has a really nice guitar solo.
So that's all it takes for you.
I mean, if you're
I'm
talking
asking.
about...
Is that the criterion?
No, that's not all it takes. But I feel like her.
Again, let me reiterate. I don't know why I'm so upset about this. I don't know. I'm a grown man. I've got a life to
I
lead.
feel like-
I've got a show to do. I don't want to feel like I'm spinning my wheels in the mud.
Hey, if
and
you're
granted,
upset-
I haven't gotten much sleep lately, right? I'll just, whatever that is.
Maybe that has something
Maybe
major to do
like
with
I
it.
said, it's a confluence of things.
Her art,
Understood.
Her art and influence crosses over to whatever genre she
Listen,
wants.
some people say that other people can rattle off all these older artists that shouldn't be in there, but you can make a case that those people influence people. And I told you this before. There isn't one person in rock and roll who was influenced
Well, I think you're
by
wrong.
Whitney Houston. Then name me someone.
I don't know them because I don't.
Then how could you possibly quantify
But you
or have an
can't-
opinion that I'm wrong?
But you can't generalize because you don't know.
Then give me an example of how I'm incorrect.
Give me an example of how you are correct.
There is not one rock band who says, among our influences, boy, I'd have to go Rush, Van Halen, and Whitney Houston. Not one person in a rock band
The world's
has
a big
ever
place.
said that. Ever.
Okay. Just because they haven't said it doesn't mean they don't
I'm
think
going to
it.
find So Emotional.
Okay.
Is that in here?
I don't know. It was
I mean, if it's one of her top 5 songs, it should be.
well, it was a single. It should be in there.
Well, these are all singles. Whitney Houston. You never found it strange that none of these songs are played on WMMS? So Emotional.
Oh, okay. So just put Red Hot Chili Peppers in there, and then.
Well, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they should be. You know those guys are from California?
I had heard. There's whispers.
Man. Start the pit, baby. The wall of death. I'll tell you what.
I can mosh to this.
You know, I'm going to fire him, make him work for one of those froggy stations and go by Poundcake. And I'm going to just call it a day. Man, that song rocks. Really rocks. I mean, harder than anything Judas Priest ever did.
Yeah, had been
Harder
to
than
it, at
Motorhead.
least, you know?
I mean, clearly.
Especially back in
harder
the,
than Pat Benatar.
in the 80s, they had all that, the big poofy hair. That's a good headbanging. Yeah.
She's an 80s hair metal band.
She could be.
Anyway, I'm gonna let it go. I'm going to let it go.
Are you sure?
Yes, Bill. In the words of the immortal Whitney Houston, I get so emotional when I think about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All right, but seriously, guys, whoever's over there, stop that fan vote. Because the screen has been pulled back that's a scam.
Tell them
Doesn't
when you
mean
So
anything.
just stop the fan vote.
Tell them when you go.
Huh?
You're gonna have like a closed table, right?
I don't talk to any muckety mucks. I'm in the back. I am in the back of the back. I'm on the floor, but I'm in the back of the back.
Tell Pat
And it's
Houston
fun.
said
I like
hello.
going. It's a great time. And I'm sure whoever inducts Whitney Houston will probably be, again,
Might
she's
be
not.
Bobby, might be her manager.
She's not there. It's going to be a projection of her videos.
Actually, it
People
might
are going
be.
to go, yeah.
It might be her hologram, because they're doing a hologram tour of her, because that's how big she is of a star.
Will her hologram do hologram crack?
I mean, yes, and not die.
That's not very exciting.
All right, hey, listen. I've got $1,000 right here for you. Think of what you could do with that money. You could have a hologram made of yourself. You could go on tour as yourself. All right, good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword CRAZY to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's CRAZY to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Alan, it would be like Bernie Kosar getting into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. If that helps you, sure. Why not? Oh, guess what? I've got awful news. We were just talking about this the other day, too. Bill was just out in Vegas for the holidays with the family Squire. And there's starting to be photos and videos going around of pigeons in cowboy hats.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about this, right? They were
Yeah.
all throughout. They
Pretty
don't know
fun.
who did it, but it was a little bit of fun. And there were a handful of cowboy hat-wearing pigeons. Some of the animal people got upset, understandably. They were like, how the hell did they get those hats on the birds' heads, for one thing? But one of them has died. So the world's cowboy hat-wearing pigeon population is down by a third. The Lofty Hopes Pigeon Rescue of Las Vegas had taken in these animals because they were concerned for their safety, And they said that they were trying, I kid you not, they were trying to get fingerprints off of the tiny cowboy hats so that they could zero in on the perpetrator. But they had to sadly announce that Billy the Pigeon had passed away. She had lost...
Billy the Pidge?
She lost her toes to string foot. I guess that's some kind of bird affliction, or if you use them for something, it's... I don't know if it's like avian diabetes. I don't know. But the other two cowboy pigeons, the other pigeons, Cluck Norris and Coolamity Jane, are doing fine. How they were able to determine from these birds what their birth names were, I don't know. I'm fascinated by that.
On their birth certificate.
Hey, you're finally smiling. That's what it takes, and I'm for it.
Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Yeah, are you all in a bad mood today, too?
I'm just pissy, man.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm
because Whitney Houston got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
it just ruined my whole... No, I could
Is
care
your
less
reason
about
just
that.
as dumb as mine?
Well, yeah. I'm
care less.
PMSing. What did I say? I couldn't care less?
You're PMSing.
Well, yeah, but then I woke up and I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to get done and I didn't, and I'm all tired and aggravated, and then when I get this way and I don't get things done, I get more mad at myself for not accomplishing what I needed to, and it just further...
She gets so emotional, Alan.
It
I understand.
further upsets me. I'm just in a bad mood.
How
That's all.
dare you?
Okay, I understand.
I took Midol. I have so much caffeine in my body right now, but I'm so tired. Like, I feel like if I were to lay
Midol
down...
and caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Midol has caffeine in it, but I had like 2 cups of cold brew. I'm
Okay.
like trying to get myself motivated to do things, and I just want to lay around and be fat and tired. And sad.
Okay. Fat and tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not in a good mood.
Okay. I snorted some Midol many, many years ago.
How did it feel?
Oh, boy. It kept me up for days.
Really?
But I never got any cramps.
See?
That's
There
good.
you go.
So it helped. Hey, JD.
Hey,
What's going
how
on?
you guys doing?
Good, man.
All right. First of all, you guys need to take a shot because all of you are in a bad mood.
I'm in a great mood.
I'm fine. I don't be.
Yeah, I know you guys are, but you need shots. Okay.
Shots of
we're,
what,
We're
JD?
in Northeast Ohio.
Shots of what?
And all
Oh,
you guys
you mean
are
like
not
drinking.
drinking, and that's why you're upset. But second of all,
No, Mary's the only one who's functionally sober.
Yeah.
No,
I got a full bar back in my office. I can go
You need
back and
shot
take a
more
tug.
than anybody.
Well, maybe I'll go back in the break and take a tug. Maybe
go.
maybe
That'll calm
JD's
you down a
right.
little
Maybe
bit.
JD's right.
I did everything I know how to do. I ate chocolate. I had breakfast.
Did some math.
I did math.
Everything you know how to do.
Did you have sex?
Some differential
No, I didn't.
equations. She doesn't know how to do that, Poundcake.
Dude, that's what PMS will make you. You're so horny, but you don't want anybody to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, JD.
Okay. Second of all, Whitney is interesting, and that's what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame needs right now. They're selling tickets, not fans. So don't even worry about it, Alan. Brush it off.
Boy, that is the
You know what I mean?
worst reason I've ever heard in my life. She's more interesting than all of those other rock and roll bands that should be.
because she just died. Think about what they can put out. You know what I mean? And people will come and
They
see that.
induct boring dead bands all the time.
Nah. But
You're
she
not
has so much
you're not
good
inherently
music.
more interesting because you're dead.
But if that was the case, wouldn't
Well,
they
the
want...
way that she died and
In a
everything,
bathtub?
backstory.
Yeah, but if
Backstory.
It's tabloid fodder. It's
Right.
not worth
It
getting
is,
into
and
the.
that's-
I mean,
and
last
that's
couple
what
years,
they need.
the
They
last
just
few
need
years,
it.
she was alive. She was barely doing anything. She was cracked out.
No, and then as soon as she passed away, people were like, "Oh, and that's what they want to go see." So putting her exhibit in there is going to get a lot more people in than anybody else that you said.
Boy,
No,
that
not
just
necessarily
can't be
true.
the case. That's just not. People come to. One of the big tourist attractions when people talk about Cleveland is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
And yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
fine
say
if you
the
go up
bands
and
that you said.
it's fine if you go up and you've got her Queen of the Night metal transformer
wonder what we're
costume
gonna
up
get.
there.
No.
But
No,
when
no, no.
when they're projecting her up on the screen and playing her music, people aren't going to go, "Yeah, that's what I came for."
It's not about that night. It's about the tourists and people, other countries and stuff.
Well, that's the museum.
That's the
That's the
museum,
museum.
yeah.
You
And
can
that's
put
what they're
you can put a
doing.
lot of stuff in the museum that's got nothing to do with people who are in the Rock and Roll Hall
And
of
if that
Fame.
were the case,
Right, if
but
you
hey,
go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then that gives you the credit, and that's going to give you more clout. Plus, Whitney Houston is a huge name, so that's what they're doing, so they can bring people in.
yeah, but
What
if
are you
you
gonna do? You're going to come.
if
Listen
that,
to what I'm saying.
listen to what I'm going to try and say, if I can talk for a moment.
Okay.
If you, because now you're putting me in a bad mood. I was in a great mood. if you wanted to do
Neither
it just,
side.
if you were doing it just to get people through the door, then wouldn't you appease the active fans of Dave Matthews Band that were voting to get them in, because they're going to be the ones that travel to come to the induction to see them in the museum, because they're already showing that they are engaged with the whole process.
In the next 10 years, the fans of Dave Matthews Band are going to pass away. And the people that
Wait a second. Where do you? Yeah, okay. I hate to break it to you. I'm pretty sure Whitney Houston fans are older than Dave Matthews Band
No,
fans.
they're not. Because her
Yes, they
name
are.
is
Whitney Houston
classic.
was around in the mid '80s, early
Go to
'80s.
China. Go to China. There is so
I'm
many
not in China, JD. Oh my God.
You know how those Chinese people are tourists.
Fine, then put her in the Chinese Music Hall of Fame and see how well she does over there. All right, thank you, JD. I could go round and round with this guy. It's not making any sense.
They're all gonna die.
She's interesting. How?
Who does he think is listening to the Dave Matthews Band?
Listen, she lost the popular vote. She just did. I get that it's political, and listen, it's way above my pay grade. However, they do what they do, and I'll leave that to them. But if you've got a fan vote that you're putting out there, and she's not even in the top 5, like I said, the more I thought about it, I go, of course, it was a foregone conclusion, because that's the only reason you nominate an artist like that is you're gonna put them in. It was such a weird grab by any measure that it was just whatever. Who cares, right? Hey, Brian,
Yeah.
what's up?
How are you?
I'm
think
great,
you
man.
know.
What can I do for you? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. that pause just gets you. When bands are being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, do they typically include everybody that's been in the band if there's been changes throughout the year?
I feel like it's up to the band. I mean, you mean like it did? I mean, Gary Cherone didn't get inducted with Van Halen, but they were probably inducted before Gary Cherone was a part of it. I don't remember when they got inducted, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was the dude who sang for Iron Maiden for a cup of coffee. I don't think he gets in with Iron Maiden when they go in. I don't know. I think it's up to the band.
They got to get
So
in first.
let me ask you this: with Tim Owens being the lead singer for Judas Priest for a while, let's, for lack of a better term, saying possibly hasn't earned his stripes yet. Do you think that may have kept Judas Priest out of the rock fame?
Wait, what kept them out?
Tim
Owens.
Tim Ripper Owens
Tim
kept them
Owens?
out.
No. Whitney Houston kept them out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Singer.
No, and he's been in a lot of bands. He's been in great bands. He's been in Iced Earth and Charred Balls of the Damned and all that stuff. So, no, he's done good work. But again, I don't know that he would be part of the the Judas Priest induction. Yeah. But again, it would probably be up to them. If they were like, hey, everybody we've ever had, and there's been a lot of people that have gone through Judas Priest over the years.
Right.
But no, I don't think that had anything to do with them. No, Whitney Houston kept Judas Priest out of the Rock Hall. Brian.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I saw that there was a, thank you, man. I saw a petition where somebody wants to induct the 5 original MTV VJs into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Which, like, that I could kind of see as, I don't know, if they're inducting, blues singers from the late 1800s because they inspired other people to pick up a guitar or something. I don't know. So, if you're of a certain age, if you're on 50, and you remember the early days of MTV, OG, MTV, VJ, RRHOF.
Carson Daly.
Yeah, exactly. Carson Daly, one of the original MTV VJs back in 1981.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, listen, I said I was going to stop, and I didn't stop.
Okay.
It's your show. You need the vent. Go take that shot.
But of
Do a
all
little
the things,
Cleveland
I'm
whiskey.
going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little, take a shot of Cleveland whiskey, and I'll come back.
Galaga.
I'm already in a bad mood.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to help.
Get her more mad. Maybe it's the lights today. Maybe
I
it's
don't
the
know what it
lighting.
is.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't
It's
know.
a mixture of, what did you say, a convolution of things?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of things. It's okay. All right, good. I'm going to have, we're going to put somebody else on my Polar Blast team. That's something fun to look forward to. February 7th, we go back to Boston Mills Brandywine, my team, the Coxicles. I'll be up there with Bill and Mary and Poundcake and all that. If you want the details or get yourself some discount tickets, even if you're not on a team, you can come hang with us. $10.07 for those. Go to AlanCoxShow.com. Use the keyword Polar Blast.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.